On to football, and Tunisia will be allowed to compete in the 2017 Cup of Nations qualifiers after the Confederation of African Football accepted a formal apology after being accused of bias. However, CAF upheld a £34,000 fine for violent conduct by its players at the African Cup of Nations. It follows Tunisia's controversial quarter-final defeat to host Equatorial Guinea at this year's tournament. CAF had given Tunisia until March the 31st to apologise over the reaction to the match when a last-minute penalty gave Equatorial Guinea an equaliser before they went on to win 2-1 in extra time. Tunisia had accused CAF of favouring the host nation, which led to their elimination. Meanwhile, Tunisia were held to a 1-1 draw in their international friendly with China on Tuesday at the Nanjing Olympic Sports Centre in China. Elsewhere, Ghana's Black Stars were denied a win by Mali in France. Emmanuel Agyemang-Badu, who has not scored for Serie A outfit Udinese this season, put the 2015 Cup of Nations runners-up ahead on 53 minutes. Bakary Sakho from English second-tier club Wolves levelled by converting a 71st-minute penalty conceded by Richmond Boakye. The result, meaning both countries avoided 2 straight losses during the international window. Elsewhere on the continent, a number of international friendlies took place. Cape Verde caused a major upset, winning 2-0 against the Portugal side that was missing a number of stars, including Cristiano Ronaldo. The Blue Sharks scored twice within 6 minutes before the break. Mauritania were 2-0 winners at home to Niger. The Democratic Republic of Congo ended their friendlies with a 1-0 defeat to Iraq. Mozambique have stepped up their preparations for the 2015 FIBA Africa Championships taking place this August in Tunisia. In addition to host Tunisia, the Southeast African nation is one of 12 that have already qualified for the Afrobasket Championships.
Mozambique has been a frequent qualifier for the FIBA Africa Championship finals, but the closest they've come to winning the biannual tournament, also known as Afrobasket, is 5th position. This year, the country is determined to go further. In their last qualifying match for the 2015 tournament, Mozambique's men's team managed to eke out a 69-68 victory against Botswana to seal their Afrobasket appearance. The women's basketball team has also many illustrious exploits, the latest representing Africa at the 2014 World Championship in Turkey. Mozambique and Angola were the only 2 teams from the continent in the championship. So the pressure is now on the Mozambique's men's team to step up their performance.
Our plans is to be improve our mark. We stay in 10th place at the last Afrobasket. That we want to improve that.
To climb the rank ladder to the top 10, the team needs all the practice it can get.
We practice every time, every day, and we do everywhere. We practice basketball, and we have many teams in Mozambique. We have a good championship.
As part of their build-up to the African Championships, the team recently participated in a 4-nations tournament in South Africa.
Last time when we played, South African team is not good, but tonight it's good. Very tough, play hard, every minute. I think that's good.
Mozambique is one of the main beneficiaries of NBA basketball camps, where former NBA players and coaches train young, talented players in a bid to further improve basketball standards in the country.
To another ball sport now, and Kenya Pipeline's chances of recapturing the Women's African Club Volleyball Championships received a major boost after they thrashed defending champions GS Petroleers of Algeria 3-0 in Cairo, Egypt. The Kenyan side remain unbeaten in the tournament.
The quarterfinals volleyball match between defending champions GS Petroleers of Algeria and Kenya Pipeline was very much a display of might by the East African side. The unbeaten Kenya team took the game 3-0 as they marched into the semi-finals of the 2015 Women's African Club Championships in Cairo. Despite their overwhelming performance, the Pipeline coach said the game had been tough.
Today's game was very tough. The Algerian team, they would remember, the defending champions. So we came very well prepared to face the defending champions. It was a tough match, although we beat them 3-0, but it was not easy match.
The score was in many ways a replay of the 2013 Federation of Volleyball African Cup of Nations tournament held in Nairobi when Kenya Pipeline beat the GS Petroleers in a similar fashion. In the other quarter-final matches, Egypt's Al Ahly beat FAP of Cameroon 3-0, while Shams of Egypt thrashed Uganda's Visions 3-0. Pipeline joins Carthage of Tunisia and Egypt's Shams and Al Ahly in the two semi-finals.
Cycling now, and it's hoped that MTN Quebec's participation in the world's most famous bike race will inspire other African teams to do the same. The Safari Simbas of Kenya are one such team with high aspirations and are led by elite cyclist David Kinja, who once mentored Tour de France winner Chris Froome.
Upcoming cycling team in Kenya, the Safari Simbas, are looking to make the illustrious exploits of South African team Quebeca in the 102nd Tour de France. 1994 marks the year when David Kinja, the lead instructor at Safari Simbas, started cycling and has since represented the country in many international competitions. He now mentors young upcoming riders. He is honored to have trained Kenyan-born renowned rider Chris Froome, who won the Tour de France in 2013 in Paris. Chris first represented Kenya and later took up British nationality. David Kinja says that there is interest in the sport and many people are embracing biking in the country.
There's more people positively looking into cycling, buying bicycles, learning about bicycles, parents wanting to bring their kids for cycling and learning more. And then the adventure, tourism, people wanting to go and visit places on their bicycles, discovering, and that is the trend at the moment. That's what is happening.
Professional cycling in the East Africa is on the rise, but still needs a lot more to be done for it to do well in the international scene. Not so many Kenyans are into the sport, but that is slowly changing, says David Kinja.
Lots of young Kenyans want to join something that they will make money like immediately. They just want to make money, and then they end up making nothing because they make a little money quickly and then that's it, it's gone. But now there is more and more understanding. There is more parents letting their children to develop into the sport and looking at the long-term goals. And we have a few youngsters now who are patient and working hard and, looking at the bigger picture.
Safari Simbas, led by Kinja, quests is to change the cycling sport in the country by mentoring young men from disadvantaged community in Kenya. David Thande says he dreams to race in this top competition.
My dream is to become a professional rider and compete with the guys like maybe Tour de France or even Tour d'Italia.
It's, however, not as easy for the young riders as the government and the community does not acknowledge cycling and sports as a career.
The challenges are there, like in terms of bikes, spare parts, races, and also the community, because some of the people don't recognize cycling, but now more and more people are getting into cycling, and that sounds better. Yeah, in the nearby future, maybe it's gonna change here in Kenya.
Kenya's hopes to take a team to the Tour de France seems dismal in the near future. MTN Quebeca will be the first African squad to participate in the Tour in France in July. David Kinja says there is strong cycling culture in South Africa.
When you hear of MTN Quebeca, it's just one of the top shining teams which have focused on taking riders to Tour de France. But there is, hundreds of cycling teams there, whether social teams or just club level or cycling shop owned teams or just family teams even. Yeah, but there's hundreds and hundreds of cycling teams, and most of them are very competitive, especially the veteran teams.
Kenyan rider John Njoroge was killed last year in a collision at Tour of Matabonke in the Philippines. Kenya's elite team has set camp at Kenya's training place in Iten that brews most Kenyan athletes.
That's all we have time for today. Join us again tomorrow for the latest from Africa and around the world. Goodbye for now.